Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog softball, and with us, head coach Kristin Janes. And Coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously, last time we spoke, we talked about how challenging the weather's been. Not sure it's got any better since the last time around.
No, it sure hasn't. It's been pretty difficult getting games in right now.
How challenging has that been, not only from a game standpoint, but also a practice standpoint, and making sure your players are ready to go when they do get a chance to take the field?
Yeah, you know, it's consistency is what we're looking for in all areas of the game, and with the weather changing like it does, it makes it hard to play consistently, to get the girls in class consistency. So it makes things a little difficult, but that's a challenge we're willing to take on.
You have had a chance to play a couple sets of home games, and obviously one of them this past week against Davenport, a team that might be in its first year in the GLIAC, but a very good program that's off to a good start here in conference play.
They are, you know, they did extremely well in the NAI, and I think that's why they're a good fit for our conference. They are definitely a challenge for everybody, and if you want to be the best, you got to play the best. Obviously,
as we go to the highlights of that opening game, close opening game, the home run ball kind of hurt you in this first game.
It did. It's interesting how with baseball and softball, one swing can mean the difference in a ball game, one pitch. So that was the big one in this game, is one swing.
Obviously, Sam Bates, the pitcher for you here in this game, and she's been steady for you all season long.
Yeah, she has. Being a senior, three-year starter, you know, coming into this season, that's what we always look for in our upperclassmen, especially on the mound.
What types of leadership have you seen from some of those upperclassmen, including her here as the year is going on?
They've done a great job. The seniors have had a lot of inconsistency with coaching staff, and you know, it takes a lot of leadership, a lot of responsibility to continue on through 4 years with that, and I think they've done a great job.
Obviously, here a close game. It was a low-scoring game one, kind of different story in game two, as Davenport was able to put up a few more runs in the second game.
Yeah, they were. You know, we have just been talking about consistency, and we've had some inconsistency on the mound when it comes to injuries. So when you're trying to piece a pitching staff together for the second game, sometimes that can lead to a little more run production from the other team.
Talk about what your strengths have been, maybe in terms of the batting order and the lineup, and obviously some seniors that have had some big years for you in terms of hitting the ball.
Yeah, we've had some seniors and even some underclassmen definitely step up. Emily Reed is our starting catcher, and she is our top offensive producer right now. She's done fantastic in all categories. Sophomore Sarah Meredith, she was GLIAC Player of the Week last week. She hits in our 4-hole, and again, underclassmen, but definitely stepping up with some power.
Certainly players like that, players that are coming back with some experience that certainly helps them maybe come into the year with a little more experience on that side.
It does, very much so.
Obviously taking on Davenport here. Nice to play at home, and weather looked good for this doubleheader. It
did. It was actually a beautiful day, mid-40s, very low wind. The field conditions were great, so that was a nice change of pace from what we've been dealing with, you know, throughout the rest of the season, both at home and on the road.
Obviously, with some of the weather cancellations and changes, really shortens maybe the length of the season.
It does. The next 2 weeks, we're going to play the bulk of our GLIAC season. Over half of the games are going to happen in the next 2 weeks, not just for us, but for everybody. So towards the end of the season, sometimes the name of the game is who can stay healthy and who can, you know, put the best pitching staff and the best hitting order out there.
Obviously, some games that'll have some very big importance and significance in terms of what happens in postseason play.
Yes, you know, we've got all the opponents that are around us in the standings right now. We have at least once, and opponents like Wayne State and Ashland we've got twice. So we've got a lot of big games coming up in the next 2 weeks. Obviously,
as a former GLIAC player here yourself, talk about what the strength of the conference is like, and how tough it's been against some of these quality opponents.
The conference is one of the best out there, and again, if you want to be the best, you got to play the best. So I think that's a great thing for us at the national level. We always have multiple GLIAC teams that go into the regional tournament, and you know, a lot of times move on to that national scene. So I think it's a huge benefit for us, you know, to be in such a strong conference.
What will be some keys for your team here over the next couple weeks, and hopefully picking up some wins? What needs to happen in terms of the on-the-field play?
As long as we can keep everybody healthy, that'll be our big one. But, you know, since we are going to get to play so much ball in such a little bit of time, taking the positive things that happen and rolling with them. One swing can change the course of a game. One game can change the course of a season. And then, you know, really having the girls enjoy the last couple weeks. I think the off-the-field camaraderie can be brought onto the field, which the girls do a great job of, and that has a huge positive effect.
Obviously, kind of different here in terms of 2 different seasons. You had the stretch in Florida and early on where you played a lot of games, and
Right.
then been a big break here where you haven't played a whole lot of games, and now you're going to see another kind of stretch like that Florida trip was.
It was. We played 14 games in 7 days down in Florida, and it's going to be about the same thing up here. So the girls have experience with it early on in the season. That's why it's good to challenge them early on so they can take that experience and use it when it really means the most.
Obviously, you talked about some of the opponents that you're going to see here over the next couple weeks. What does it take to really focus in and pick up some big wins here against these tough teams that you'll have on the schedule?
Really, it's just having the girls with the belief that, you know, they're going to go in and they are going to compete and they are going to do well. Again, we've got quality opponents in the GLIAC, but so many of them coming up are extremely winnable games for us, and the girls come out ready to go. That's exactly what they'll do.
I know as you try to build this Bulldog softball program, talk about the support you've received maybe from the administration and also from the fans and the parents.
The outreach has been, you know, wonderful, both here at Ferris State and in the Big Rapids community. Administration wants to see the program have a whole lot of consistency and, you know, build as these years go on. And, you know, they're out at our games, they're checking on, you know, how our training is going, supporting us in all the ways that they can. And it's been really, really great.
Obviously, one of 17 teams here at Ferris State. That support between the teams and the programs certainly is very beneficial as well.
Oh, it is. It's really fun to go out to all the different athletic events and see other sports teams there. So the girls like to go see basketball and hockey and tennis and football and soccer, and you're going to see some of our team as well as all the other teams on campus. You're going to see faces from each one of them at all the different events, and that's something that you don't see at every college and every university, so it's something special that Ferris State has.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs, and hopefully able to get a lot of games in here over the next couple weeks, and best of luck on the field as well.
Thanks so much.
That's going to do it for Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action and stay up to date on all the schedules online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.